Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we will be looking at AQA Alevel Psychology 2022 Paper 3 Exemplar Answers for Relationships, which you need to know for AQA Alevel Psychology. I hope you enjoy this video and find it helpful. Let's get started. Please note that these answers have been produced with knowledge of the mark scheme but have not been approved by the mark scheme themselves. There are 3 assessment objectives, AOs, in psychology. In this video they are color-coded. AO1 Knowledge, purple. AO2 Application, blue. AO3 Evaluation, red and green. Chris and Sam are discussing their 15-year relationship. Chris says, "Compared to the relationships of our friends, I think I get a good deal. I do the household jobs and you earn plenty of money. It works well." Sam says, "It balances out. Also, it would be such a waste if we split up now. We've each put a lot of time and effort into this relationship and we have a lovely home. It could never be this good with anyone else." Question 1. Use your knowledge of theories of romantic relationships to explain the comments made by Chris and Sam. 8 marks. Chris refers to costs and rewards of the relationship. For him the benefits outweigh the costs, good deal. Chris considers the comparison level, compares his situation with other relationships. This is the social exchange theory. Sam says, "It balances out. If there is balance, then neither party underbenefits or overbenefits, as the theory suggests relationships are better if there is a balance between cost and reward with emphasis on fairness. This is the equity theory." Sam notes how they have both invested time and effort in the relationship, intrinsic investment, and how they have such a nice home together, extrinsic investment. This is Rusbolt's investment theory. Sam refers to the alternatives, how it would be with another partner. Social exchange and investment theory both look at comparison with alternatives. Question 2. Discuss self-disclosure and the absence of gating in virtual relationships. 16 marks. Virtual relationships, those formed and maintained through digital platforms rather than physical interaction, have become increasingly common due to the widespread use of social media and other internet-based communication tools. These relationships differ significantly from traditional face-to-face relationships in the way they develop, particularly in terms of self-disclosure and the absence of gating. Several theories help explain these differences, including the hyperpersonal model, reduced cues theory, and research into the role of anonymity and selective self-presentation in online communication. Self-disclosure refers to the act of revealing personal or intimate information to another person, and it plays a vital role in the development of close relationships. In virtual relationships, self-disclosure often occurs more quickly and more deeply than in face-to-face interactions. One of the main reasons for this is the anonymity offered by many online platforms. People can remain anonymous or use pseudonyms, which reduces the fear of being judged and allows them to feel safer when revealing personal information. This is known as the strangers on a train effect, as described by Rubin, 1975, where people feel more comfortable disclosing personal thoughts and feelings to someone they are unlikely to meet again. Durard, 1971, made an important distinction between public and private self-disclosure, suggesting that people are more honest and open when they have control over who receives their message. This can be seen in social media behavior, where users are often selective in what they post publicly but are more open and genuine in private messages or within closed online communities. Therefore, the online environment can create a space where individuals feel more in control of their audience and are more willing to share personal information. However, online communication also lacks the nonverbal cues that are present in face-to-face interaction, such as facial expressions, gestures, and tone of voice. Sproul and Kiesler, 1986, argued that the absence of these cues can lead to de-individuation and disinhibition, which might result in more blunt or even aggressive communication. In some cases, this can discourage meaningful or emotionally sensitive self-disclosure, as individuals may feel unsure about how their message is being received or may fear being misunderstood. Walther's, 1996, hyperpersonal model helps to explain why self-disclosure can become more intense in online settings. He argued that virtual relationships can sometimes become even more intimate than face-to-face ones because of three key factors. Firstly, selective self-presentation allows individuals to carefully control what parts of themselves they show to others, leading to either hyper-honest or hyper-dishonest portrayals. Secondly, asynchronous communication gives people time to reflect and edit their responses, which can increase the quality and depth of self-disclosure. Thirdly, the idealization of the sender by the receiver can occur due to the lack of real-time feedback, which may lead the receiver to fill in the gaps with idealized assumptions. While this can create a strong emotional bond, it may also lead to disappointment if expectations do not match reality. A strength of self-disclosure in virtual relationships is that it occurs more openly and quickly, leading to faster development of intimacy. Walther's, 1996, hyperpersonal model explains how virtual communication can become more intimate than face-to-face interactions. This is because online communicators engage in selective self-presentation, revealing only what they choose, which may be idealized. As a result, disclosure is more intense, and emotional intimacy is built quickly. This supports the idea that virtual communication can facilitate deeper, faster emotional connections than traditional relationships. A limitation of self-disclosure in virtual relationships is that people may misrepresent themselves, leading to deception. Whitty et al., 2009, found people in online conversations often engaged in direct and intimate questioning while exaggerating their positive traits. While this might promote relationship formation, it can also lead to an unrealistic or false sense of intimacy that is unsustainable offline. The hyperpersonal nature of these relationships may make them vulnerable to disappointment and trust issues once the reality is revealed. A limitation of self-disclosure in virtual relationships is that cultural differences influence its impact on trust. Yum and Hara, 2005, found that American participants associated greater disclosure with more trust, whereas Korean participants linked it with less trust. This indicates self-disclosure does not have a uniform meaning or outcome across cultures, challenging the generalizability of Western research. This limits the cultural validity of theories like the hyperpersonal model and highlights the need for cross-cultural research. Gating refers to any obstacle that might prevent the formation of a relationship in face-to-face interaction, such as physical appearance, social anxiety, age, ethnicity, or speech impediments. In virtual contexts, many of these barriers are either hidden or irrelevant, leading to what researchers call the absence of gating. Similarly, the social demography filter, which in face-to-face interactions can limit who people connect with based on factors such as location, age, or social class, has less influence in online environments. This means individuals are more likely to form relationships across traditional social divides, leading to a wider and more diverse range of connections. A strength of the absence of gating is that it allows socially anxious individuals to form closer and more authentic relationships. McKenna and Barr, 2002, found that socially anxious individuals or those who had facial disfigurements were more comfortable disclosing online and formed closer relationships. In face-to-face interactions, their anxiety or self-consciousness may act as a barrier, but the anonymity of online environments removes the obstacle of physical and social constraints, promoting genuine self-expression and allowing people to be judged more by their personalities than by their appearances. This supports the idea that virtual relationships can provide an inclusive space for people who might otherwise struggle socially. A limitation of the absence of gating is that it enables deception through identity misrepresentation. Yerkesin et al., 2005, interviewed 11 online daters and found that many online daters presented both their real and idealized versions of themselves, with some even copying other profiles and images. While most still remained close to their true identities to avoid negative outcomes in face-to-face meetings, the lack of visual or verbal cues makes it easier for individuals to manipulate their identity, which can lead to trust issues, emotional harm, and the potential for dishonesty. This undermines the authenticity and stability of virtual relationships, especially when face-to-face meetings occur. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Bye.